Hey, aloha folks, and welcome to the Klipper Golf Course. Back again with the coach.
Thank you, Kevin.
What's up, coach?
All good. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. All that good stuff. Hey, listen, folks, we kind of skipped a beat because we talked about getting the ball in play off the tee, getting safely off the tee, and then we cut right on over to the recovery shot. We didn't even hit the approach shot. So we're going to talk about the approach shot today. And you know, we are into this keep it simple, stupid series of golf instruction with the coach here today, or not today, but the last so many videos. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to save you shots on the golf course, make it a lot easier, because coach and I, we kind of agree that we make it harder for ourselves most of the time than it needs to be.
True.
So, right?
Yep.
And so like with the approach shots, you know, I know for a fact that majority of you guys are out there watching YouTube golf, PGA Tour golf, just like I am. And you hear the commentary, you know, he's got 165 yards in and he's hitting a 8-iron, he's hitting a 9-iron, you know, and people like us should be hitting a 6 or a 5-iron. But you know, our ego doesn't want to do that. We want to be just like the big boys. So we go out there, we try to push it out there. We're lucky if we hit 1 out of 10 shots to the target, you know. Most of them we're chunking fat, we're sculling them, we're shanking them, hooking them, never getting it there. And then of course we have the recovery shot come into play, but you know what? It's even harder because we end up further away from the target.
Exactly.
Right? So, coach, what are we going to do? What is the best way? What's the best approach? We find we got the ball in play, right? We got a clear shot at the green. It's a par 4. We've got 150 yards in or so, but what is the safe approach? What's the sensible shot?
Well, middle of the green, Kevin.
Yep.
Think about that. Also, I find that a lot of people under club. They have that perfect number in their head. Like you said, they hear the pros hitting these extravagant numbers with their 9s and 8s and 7s, and they think that, you know, that should be stock for them too.
Yeah.
It's not.
No.
So I think that pros will tell you, their caddies will tell you, they take the number they get from the fairway to the green. That's the number they're carrying around with them when they're getting yardages on the course, not the TrackMan or the drive-in range numbers. Mm-hmm. It's a different number out there on the golf course because of the conditions and, you know, ups and downs. There's some elevation in some of the flags. Right. People don't club up for that. But, yeah, I think middle of the green, Jack Nicklaus said it best, that he would aim for the middle of the greens and his miss hits got next to the flag. Yeah. No, that's he said so it very humbly, though.
Yeah, but remember that one Masters, I don't know what year it is, maybe you would know that kind
Freddie Couples?
Yeah, Freddie Couples, right? He was aiming at the center of the green, and he missed it. He pushed it out to the right, and he stuck the pin, right?
Right.
And so...
He probably heard Jack way back when.
Right.
Say the same thing.
So, yeah, I think so. You know, we have a tendency to want to hit the shorter club, you know, because of ego. Right. We have a tendency to want to shoot at pins that are tucked to the right or tucked to the left or next to a bunker or closer to where the trouble is. And we're going after it because we have dreams of grandeur. We're chasing after the birdie. Right. Right. And then we end up making bogey or double bogey as a result, right?
I think those were called Phil Mickelson flags.
Phil Mickelson flags.
He never saw a flag he couldn't attack.
He never saw.
Hence the greatest short game of all time.
And talent on another level, right? Yes. Okay, so we're shooting for the center of the green. Also, what's a good way to approach the shot? You know, I mean, instead of like trying to hit all we've got, is there a technique that we can use to dial in a stock shot?
Right. I know for me it's a 7-iron.
Yeah.
So I'll come to the driving range and just practice the 7-iron. It helps all the tempo that I'm trying to swing most of my irons all the time and sequence your swing. So I'm pretty much going to do that for you before I hit. I'm going to sequence those 3 positions, and then I just set in, look at the target, click on and just visualize and verbalize and go.
Okay, so I'm picking up 2 things that you just said there that I want to point out, and one of them is you said you're gonna establish a routine. So pre-shot routine, I think, is essential, right?
Essential.
And you touched on that in a prior video. So
Right.
we're going to establish a pre-shot routine. Now, should the pre-shot routine be extensive or simple?
Simple.
Another
Yeah.
simple one. Okay.
Simple, you get it. In the timely manners too, because we do have 40 seconds, and if you have something that gets in your attention,
Yep.
like a noise or the wrong thought, you can step out, step back in, and
Right.
revisit that area.
Okay, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
So I've heard people talk about pre-shot routine at the ball. I've also heard people talk about pre-shot routine from the minute they're drawing the club out of their bag. I've heard people talk about pre-shot routine from when they're sizing up the shot. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm already when I'm walking to my ball, I'm already seeing the shot. I'm already feeling the ground that I'm walking up on. I'm seeing the shot before I get there, so I'm already dialed in.
Right.
I just pull the club and go through a couple little mannerisms for me, and then a couple pre-shot routine, and then boom, I fire. So yeah, I'm already engaged as I'm driving up to it.
Okay.
There's not like a whole nother, moment coming up. I'm already in it when I get there. And I think that's the way that most pros will play. We are seeing, feeling, and about to execute as we approach the shot. So it's not a surprise to us what's coming up. And you know that. You've hit many great golf shots probably because of that process.
I have hit more bad ones, though. I would tend to defer to your wisdom. But
your good ones were the way I just
good ones
mentioned.
are pretty good. Bad ones, ooh, not so good. But anyway, okay, so we are playing the smart shot, the sensible shot, the simple shot, aiming for the center of the green. We're going to stick to a routine. We're going to establish a pre-shot routine, and we're going to stick to it and not deviate from that. Now, another thing you mentioned that I wanted to talk about was, you said rhythm. You were talking about rhythm, and I think this is key, because I think that if you are focused on the rhythm of your swing, then you're establishing a swing that's well within yourself, very repeatable, and that we can go to as our stock move, right?
Stock, TrackMan, they call it now. Yes, it's the sequences of my golf swing that I'll do before I execute, and that just seems to fit my tempo.
Yeah.
Tempo and speed can be one. Rhythm is the big muscles moving first.
Okay, I'm sorry, you said tempo. Excuse me, I used the wrong word. but you know what? And this is the last thing, or maybe the last thing. But years ago, and I might have mentioned this before to you, but Lee Trevino had a training aid. He endorsed the training aid. I don't think he made it, but he endorsed it, and it was a metronome.
Yep, I remember that
click,
well.
Click, click, click.
Right.
And so, that is tempo, right?
Exactly.
And so I think that is something that a lot of us, myself included, need to work on, getting that tempo, getting into the flow.
Right.
And not trying to muscle that ball or go for extra or anything, just sticking to that tempo, right?
Understanding that you don't need 110% on the iron.
Yeah.
Everybody's coming off a tee shot that they may have put that energy into, and then they get to the iron and they have that same tempo, and that's when something goes wrong.
Right.
That's when the mishit happens. The thin, the block, the chunk, the pull, and it's not prejudice. It does it all.
Got it.
Okay, so yeah.
Well,
shall we try it?
Let's try it. Okay.
So as I'm coming in, walking up on the ball, I'm already seeing what I'm imagining my shot to be like. I'm pre-shot. Take another look.
Wow.
And that is exactly what I like to do. No side spin.
That's pretty good.
Good trajectory, and right in the middle of the green.
If you were imagining high, straight, long and true, right at the target, then I think you hit it to perfection.
I think I did too. But it's because of the discussion. It does help me to keep that in mind too when I'm playing. I can get ahead of myself. I'm trying to put a little extra on it. I'm around people that do that all the time.
Right.
Trying to stay within yourself like that, middle of the green, is good enough for me. And
Awesome. Okay,
Thank
folks. Well, so you heard it from the coach, okay? Start looking at your shot and visualizing what you're going to do, getting a feel for that. before you even get to the ball. You approaching the ball, you're looking out there, you're getting a feel for it. Then pick the sensible club that you can swing within yourself. You know, get into your pre-shot routine, get that tempo down, and execute. You do that, I think you're going to have some good results, be more like him. Until then, if you need more help, give us a call, 808-254-2107 or 808-254-1745. My name's Kevin. You can ask for me. I'll get you in touch with him. He's Leland. He's the coach. He's the man.
Happy
Aloha.
holidays.
We'll see you at the Klipper.